Caleb, did you send the link over to the main Superstar thread?
Yeah, everybody's got it if they want
Okay,
it.
awesome. You the man. Welcome everyone to the Sevan Podcast, where people who are interested in CrossFit Games broadcast either get their start or come to die.
I'm not here to die. How about you guys?
I'm dead. I'm already dead. I'm trying to drag you down into the grave with me, Mr. Gunler.
I mean, I'll watch.
Gunler, yeah, some people pull a sled. I'm trying to pull Gunler to the grave. Hey, before we start with the magnificent event that is the Northwest semifinal, let's go over and look at the Australian leaderboard. We forgot to do that this morning. I was like, man, why didn't we do that? We got some favorites over there. I have some personal favorites over there. Before we get started, I'd like to reiterate that the scores may not be exactly comparable because there are some thoughts that the floor in Australia was much easier to pull the sled. But we have a tremendous performance regardless by Caitlin Van Zeel, Jamie Simmons, Madeline Sturt. And in fifth place, are we surprised and should we be concerned, the great Ellie Turner? Anyone?
That she's in fifth, or she's in that top five, or what?
That she's in fifth. Yeah, that she's not. That sort of everyone has sort of picked her to be the first place finisher to win this thing.
I think it's a little early yet. I mean, I mean, a third and an 11th. Okay, the 11th not that spectacular, but she's got a lot of other events, and Ellie's a badass. I mean, I don't think we're done watching her anymore. I don't think she's gonna drop out of there. She's in there.
But if it were over now, just to say, I agree with everything you're saying. Only 3 go from Australia, right?
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah.
And those are some powerhouses up there, right? I mean, Madeline Sturt is just a straight up veteran, right? 4 games appearances.
Mm-hmm.
And
I think what's crazy with the Australian women, like these guys all know each other so well, you know. So like you kind of know where everybody is when you're shoulder to shoulder with these other athletes. I think they do. So
Anthony TPA, Bill could pass his Sevan's son. Hey, dickhead, you know he's a year older than me.
I'm only 38. I don't know what you're talking about.
Son of a bitch. JR, any concerns for Ellie? Is there? Should we be like, is she injured? Is it like that? When you see an 11th like that from the girl who's supposed to win it? No, okay.
No, not at all. I actually thought she might be a little bit lower after 2 workouts. With the max snatch and Linda looming, like I think she's only going to climb from here.
I agree.
Okay. Mr. Spin, are you in agreement? Do you see anything here that concerns you, or do you just see a good event with a bunch of hardcore athletes getting after it?
Yeah, these are just probably 2 of her not best workouts here. Did well on the first one, but I don't think anybody expected her to be at the very top on the ring complex.
Okay, that was the second event, the ring complex. Yeah. And the good news is right, they all finished, right? So that's a good sign.
You mean got reps on there?
Right. It's your total number of burpees. Is that what we're looking at for this one?
The burpee box jump.
Okay, okay. Yeah, right. Is there anyone who got 0 reps here in Australia? All right, quite a few.
Yep.
Yeah.
So half the pack.
Well, that's I think that's one of the problems with the scoring of it.
Explain, Mr. Bill.
Well, because they're only counting the burpee box jump overs. Like you did all that other work and none of that even counted. So now you have all these ties. And that's a big problem because now that disrupts the you want your scoring to be appropriate to whatever that position is. And now we have how many zeros were there? 10?
It is scored differently though. You notice how 25th,
7.
There's 3 25ths and then there's a 28th. So
was there a tie break on there?
Yeah, how many ring muscle up complexes you got?
Okay, yeah. but even that, like,
it's just loaded as 0 reps.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and John, so like as far as someone being in the same position as Sydney last weekend, would you say it would have to be like Laura Clifton? Is she the highest ranked athlete coming in that was supposed to do pretty well that could possibly move up with a 0, similarly to how Sydney did?
Yes, yeah, because she's gonna have home run events just like Sydney. Like event 5 is almost the only reason Sydney made it. It's not the only reason, but event 5 single-handedly made that 58th possible. And I think she's the only one who has the ability to do that as well as what Sydney did.
Yeah, but with a field of 30, and I think, if you look at the South America leaderboard too, it's you don't have as deep of a field, and it's tough to make up some ground if everybody in the top is, if the top 5 are better than the rest. They're just going to be trading spots the whole time, and it's going to be tough to make up that many points with only 5 scored events left.
Magnus Holmgren, JR is back in the toilet room. He is. I noticed that myself. Bane, Sevan looks like someone's first attempt at drawing Bill, like before they put the muscles on it. They drew in the shoulders and shit. Wait, there's one more good comment for JR. JR, stop crying. It's okay. And finally, Richie Rich, John is so D team. My goodness. All
Back
right.
on the hate.
There it is. There it is.
I was feeling good this morning.
Too much love. Too much
back
love.
to the normal.
Okay, and let's cruise over to the. When do these guys go next? How many hours are we away from these Australians going workout 3? Are we close, or is that
It's later tonight?
Okay, so 5 or 6 hours, 7, 8 hours from now.
Yeah.
And let's go over and look at the boys. Oh, wait. Sorry, one more second. Let's do the girls one more time. Who's Emily DeRoy? Does she belong in there? Who is she? Have we talked?
She was on a team last year, I believe. No, she finished 0th in the Oceania, or 7th in the
0th. Brian Spin dropping some big bombs on us with 0th.
That's what they have on the site. They have 0th. If you go look at
0th, yeah, it's good.
0th this year. No, she was 7th at Torian last year.
Wow. Okay. This is going to be a long show, I think. Sevan looks like if you bought your Bill Grunler off a Wish. I'm not sure I get that, but I interpret it as not looking so good for me. Oh, okay. Yeah. I saw her. She actually, they did an interview with her. Yeah. She was young, huh? Young, promising future of Australia.
Yeah. There's a bunch of them in Australia around that age.
All right. Let's go take a peek. Eric, don't get ahead of yourself, buddy. Don't get ahead of yourself. That's exciting news, though, about China Cho being in 8th. Let's go look at the boys in Australia real quick. Zach Thomas, Jay Crouch in 2nd, Riley Smith, Bailey Martin, William Kearney in 5th. A 1st and a 5th for Zach Thomas, Jay Crouch, a 3rd and a 4th. Any surprises here?
Not for me.
Not really.
I don't even know who any of these guys are. Where's our buddy Jane? Where's Mr. Newberry?
Oh, there you go. You might be.
Nice.
Yeah, there you go.
I mean, even that, not really.
Is he still in it?
Yeah,
he is. He can still make that top 3
for sure.
Alrighty. All right. That is Australia. If you'd like to see the in Australia is also streaming events, all the events with their main broadcast team. I was able to watch some of it last night, Pacific Standard Time. I think it was like 9, 10, 11. That shit starts. Okay, let's go pop over to the leaderboards over here at the North America West semifinal. I don't even know who that is. Oh, so we don't have workout 2 in yet.
No, we
haven't done it.
Started.
Even better, even more reason. Who the fuck is that? Who is that? Stacy Laram.
She finished 14th at the Atlas Games last year. Really don't know too much before that. So
she's very good at sled pulling.
Very good.
She's not very big if you go look at her Instagram.
So what's interesting is she performed at Atlas Games, which was the worst semifinal last year, really, right? Basically North American or any out of the competitive ones, and she took 14th. But she was an American competing in Canada, which is kind of weird. I always feel like that's an insult to send Americans over there to compete. And here she won. Does that tell you that she's an endurance athlete? It's like as soon as you see that, a no name who wins an event like that.
I wouldn't say that because we saw how much difficulty people were having with the sled. I think that she's a decent endurance athlete. I mean, she was in it on all of the machines, but where she made her move is on that sled.
Who was the strong girl who trained at UC Berkeley? she wanted to go to the game. She had a big Instagram account. I think she may have even been dating like the strength and conditioning coach at UC Berkeley. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Like 3 or 4 or 5 years ago? Maybe someone
No.
else.
Did she ever?
She's a NorCal girl.
Did she ever qualify?
No, I don't think she ever made it to the games. You guys will know her. Big Instagram account.
I think I might know, but I can't remember her name.
Colleen? Yes.
Colleen Foch, yeah.
I'm getting a little Colleen
Always
Foch.
just missed.
Yeah, I'm getting a little Colleen Foch from that girl that we just
I
saw.
can see that.
Bobsled
Laram.
girl.
Yeah.
Is that where she went? Is that what she ended up doing?
That's what she's doing now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Colleen is huge.
She's a beast. She's
She's
very
a
strong.
monster.
Well,
Yeah.
so her background, she's a swimmer too. So she's got that endurance piece. She can hang in that zone where it like just sucks just enough and kind of hang out there for a while. But she's just so dang strong.
And she's been to the games twice.
She has?
Once on a team and once
On team.
individual.
No shit. What year did she go individual?
2019. She
No,
was
that doesn't
cut.
count.
Is that the year like 300 people went?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which country did she represent?
She's American.
Yeah, US.
And then she
Yeah,
was on NorCal CrossFit Redwood City in 2017. Finished 4th at the games.
Okay. I figured, but who knows? Maybe she went from Zimbabwe or something. She got like a. Okay. Back to the women's leaderboard here. So we don't know. So we don't know who this is. We don't know who this is who's sitting at the top. Emily Rolfe, no surprise, right? A lot of us were picking her to be in the top 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, she murdered it.
Any problems with the sled, or does she look strong there also?
No, she looked great
She
the whole
looked
time.
great. Yeah.
We had questions about Bethany Shadburn taking 6th. Does that help us answer any questions, Mr. Young?
And there's no answered questions on her till the end of the competition.
No shit. You don't. I think between this one and the next one, we're gonna know a lot.
You agree? You agree with me, Bill?
Yeah, no, totally. I mean, it's like it's kind of a crapshoot every single time. So when she's good, she's good.
But
then what
that
happens
back
after that?
locks
And
up.
when
she's done.
she's broke,
Right.
she's broke.
And when she breaks something, she breaks something.
Katrin and Olivia, I was very impressed with on this event. I did not know how
For
they were
different
doing
reasons.
this. Yeah, for different reasons. But they both, especially if you look at the women above them, this was kind of a weird event. Ariel Lowen is like 20th. Like a lot of the top women did not or that we think will be the top women, did not finish super high. I know Emily did, but if you keep on going down, it's not. Their names are not at the top. And Katrin and Olivia are both ahead of the women they need to be ahead of to eventually qualify, because this event too is not going to be good for either of them. But I thought they both did themselves a lot of favors.
I think I was more impressed with Olivia on that one. And it was interesting listening to Chase and Adrian talk about it, about how she's so known for her strength, but her training coach is Jacob Hepner, who's
I think she's with Proven now.
Is she with Proven now?
Yeah,
but like her whole background has been all this stupid, crazy,
volume,
long drawn out like type of things like that. Like this was actually a great event for her. And I'm not going to say test. I won't do it. It was a great event for her. It was really fun to watch her work. And she really looked, I mean, and again, this is going to be the thing we always talk about Olivia, is she performs with the poise of someone that's been in the game for a while, even though she's only 17. And it's really cool to see that.
Yeah, she looked very within herself. Like
Yeah.
she's doing her workout, her pace, not worried about anybody else.
And that takes maturity. You know, I mean, you can't just. She doesn't. I don't think that they racehorse her and put blinders on. I mean, it takes maturity to kind of stay in your lane and do your thing, and I think it's really cool to see her do that.
Yeah,
And
I mean,
look, you got the old dog at 8th, the medium dog at 9th, and the young dog at 10th, right?
Yeah.
Mr.
yeah.
Spin?
Olivia finished last on the trail run at Rogue Invitational. So I mean, I don't think anybody expected her to be in there in a long endurance event.
And I also throw out, like, she beat people like Danny Spiegel, who we thought would kill this and has improved her running. And if the endurance was that hard that Danny couldn't just muscle everybody, like she beat her, which I think is a testament to her fitness going forward.
JR, do you have my back on this? I suggested that we would know everything we need to know about Bethany Shadburn after event 2. The boys slapped me around and said, "No, buddy, sorry, that boat's made out of balsa wood and could break or not break." What about Katrin David's daughter? If we see her finish top 10 again in this next workout, do we know that she's going to the games?
I would bet a lot of money that she's going to the games if she finishes top 10 in the next workout.
Yeah.
But I want to,
she should.
like, I think the people coming in that we need to really keep an eye on and see how much they climb or don't climb after day 1, going into moving day where there's 300 points, is Freya, who's in 37th, Bailey, who's in 26th. Like, to me, coming in, like Ariel in 20th, like 20th with a field of 60, juxtaposed to Oceania that only has 30, Spin already talked about, it's going to be hard to make up points. It's not going to be here.
Mm-hmm.
So there's going to be big swings, and there are going to be people that qualify that have maybe like a 30th to a 40th place finish. So just keep an eye on Bailey and Freya. I'm really interested to see how they bounce back and how much they climb going into day 2.
And why Freya
Kelly
and Bailey?
Baker too. I mean, Kelly Baker's 23rd. I'm just interested to see how she does.
Like, going in, most people picked both of those athletes to qualify for the games. So I'm just looking for the people who we all expect to be there in the end, where they are after the first workout.
And Freya's a games athlete, right?
Correct.
In front of the big crowd last year, throwing the sandbag around. She's the real deal. What do you think this does to her mindset? 21 years old, 37th place. I guess that's where the test is going to be for her, huh? Forget this workout, move forward. Is that the game plan?
I think her coach Michelle probably does an amazing job with mental frame of mind, event to event, just focusing on the next task at hand. So I don't worry about her in that aspect at all.
Tell me, does anyone know anything about Olivia going to Proven? Does that mean did she move? Did she move to Tennessee?
No, she's still out west or with Hepner, but I think she's doing all of.
And she still trains with Hepner. It's just he kind of like handed her over to Shane. I'm pretty sure they've talked and and decided that was the right move. Yeah,
that happened right in between Wadapalooza and the Open.
Hepner's doing the tactical games now too. He's not all up in CrossFit 24/7. He's got his own, he's doing a whole bunch of stuff. He's not all about CrossFit 24/7, and Olivia is.
She's so damn strong.
How significant
17.
is it that Olivia did well on this, being what we heard Danielle Brandon say last night, that, hey, the machines don't really test your running. Do you think that if this would have been outside, Olivia would have done just as well, or somehow she figured out how to take advantage of the machines, the runner in particular?
I don't think that as we saw from last week and then even into this week, I think looking from last week to this week, the athletes that came in this week all know that it's not about the machines. It's not a machine race. That's there. You have to be able to hang with the machines. You got to be able to hang on that run, since that's the longest piece, but it really comes down to how you move the sled, I think.
JR, do you think Bailey and Freya are going to bounce back?
Yeah, I think so, especially Bailey on this next workout. Like, she would be one I would expect to be like in the top 5 on this, with just how much we know the density of the pressing, especially with the ring dip, is going to affect the females even more so than the males. I think her muscle stamina there is going to be great, and she'll bounce back. What I think is really interesting about Olivia is what she's going to snatch tomorrow. We assume she's going to do well on Linda. There's a lot of weightlifting there. Sometimes we see younger athletes, for some reason, not be so developed in that plane of press with the bench press. So maybe she doesn't have that type of pressing strength with an external load. But 2 years ago at the game, she snatched more than any individual at the competition as a team. So I think I think she could really put on a show tomorrow.
It's kind of sad that I guess it's not sad, but if Danny and Christine Collenbrander weren't here, I think more eyes would be on her, because those two girls, I think, will snatch more than there's an abnormal amount of heavy snatchers in the North America West. On the men's side too. We have 2 guys who are over 315. There's an abnormal amount of insane snatchers, and Olivia's one of them. But it kind of takes eyes off of her, and I am excited to watch her too.
Let me ask you some questions here, guys. I don't understand some of these comments. She's with OPEX. Who's the OPEX athlete they're referencing? Okay.
I don't know.
Foch, I think was.
Oh, Sevan, get her coach on already, Sam Smith. Oh, is that all about Colleen? Okay, I don't know what they're talking about. Barry McCockner, why isn't Boz at the West semis? I believe he is. I think he commentated one of the heats I saw, right?
Yeah, he was with Chase, wasn't he?
Yeah, he got a haircut. Let me cruise down here. There was one more. Carpet getting slower over time, early heats, placings. Oh, meaning that the early heats did better. Any truth to that, or that's just
No, Bukowski was the last heat of the day, and he had the fastest time.
Jason Miller, Canada 699. Who do you think is the biggest name female in the East that will not qualify biggest upset in the East?
Well, that was Brooke Wells, but I think she means West.
Probably
Means
Fusile.
West. Yeah, she's done.
Oh man, poor Fusile.
She just couldn't move it.
Gina Bartoli, thank you for the coverage this weekend. I saw Colton walking around and said hi for you. Sevan, also big fan of John Young. Well, who isn't? Thank you. Listen, there's two kinds of people in this world: people who are fans of John Young and people who are in denial. That is the fucking truth. Okay. Oh, look, a little note for Grunder. How about my boy Rafa Skansen Grunder? Grunder knows him from the Central Valley Throwdown, Mexico's national champion, a Monterey, California boy. I've been telling Brian Friend to keep his eye on him.
He's been. It was really actually cool to see him win his heat. So I've seen him kind of come through. He's one of the Valley guys, and he's always been kind of hanging around. Really, really good local guy. I saw him last year. He was at Wadapalooza on a team with a couple other local guys, and they were in the elite division. So it's good to see him bounce up there. He's like a good regional athlete. And I think with some of the events, it would be fun to see him up in that. I think you can say in like the top 15, that would be really cool.
Does he speak English?
He's a good dude. Yeah, totally.
Oh, because it says Mexico's national champion. Wasn't he the national champ in 2019?
I think when they did the rankings like that, yeah.
He was born south of San Diego?
I don't know where he was born, honestly. I've only known him since he's been up here. He's been in the Valley. He now coaches at, man, it's a long name. It's a box that's on a winery. Richard something. I'll remember. Sorry, you guys that go to that box. My bad.
Alexandra Barry, $79.99 Australian money. Thanks, Sevan and Real Media. Great coverage as always. That's fantastic, Alexandra. Thank you for the money. That's a lot of money. I will now not be sharing my grave site with Bill, and I will buy him his own site with that money.
Richard Russell. That's what it was. Sorry.
Can we cruise back over to the ladies? A lot of unfamiliar names in the top 10, or people maybe we didn't expect. China Cho in 8th, Katherine's daughter in 9th, 10th, Olivia Kerstetter. As we head further down, 14th, Danny Spiegel. I mean, we expect her to be higher than a lot of girls, but still we expected her to be higher probably. Alex Gazan, 15th, 16th, Christine Kohlenbrander, 18th, Cindy Mikulishin. I thought she looked great on the runner, man. For all the shit I talk about her running, I thought she looked good. And from the footage I saw, I thought Christine Kohlenbrander in that final heat looked the worst on the running. Any thoughts on that? Anyone get a peek at that? Can you judge someone's running by the runner?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can see their cadence, their stride, how comfortable they look running.
Ariel Lowen, 20th. Should we be concerned?
No.
Or is it good news that so many good girls are down here?
I think that'll be our worst event.
Okay. Kelly Baker, 22nd. Bailey Rail, as JR was mentioning. Where was she? Did I miss her? 22nd? 26th.
She's going to climb for sure.
Now look at that. Bailey Rail and Allison Scuds. You wouldn't think that necessarily they'd be side by side, right? Do you think Allison Scuds, we haven't been mentioned her name. She really wants to go to the game. She's been trying for a long time. She's the demo team captain. Does she have a chance?
Yeah, anyone who's in the top 30 for sure still has a chance with a field of 60. Like it's not even not
just one event.
Number 30, Lauren Fisher, probably second most Instagram followers in the bunch, right after Danny Spiegel. or maybe Katrin David's daughter. Man, there's some heavyweights in here in terms of their CrossFit popularity. You got the kid Trista Smith in 33rd, Kelly right next to Kelly Clark, maybe one of the older athletes besides China Cho. Oh, maybe she's the same age as China. How old's China?
36.
There you go.
And I think as we go down here, there's Freya Moosberger JR was talking about.
Yeah, the when I did the correlation analysis from the East, actually day one had the least correlation to the overall finish. So you're going to see a lot of movement after today. So yeah, I wouldn't put a whole lot of weight into where they are after this event. I think they'll some of them will bounce back, and if they're in striking distance, they'll be fine going into tomorrow if they're one of the stronger athletes.
Can we see the next page? And finally, Rebecca Fuselier. So she's cooked, huh? That's it?
Yeah, I think she's done. And I think she's going to kill the next event.
Can she win it?
But she could. But I think she's not. I think it's not going to happen.
She's gonna have to win one, which she definitely could on 6. And then she's probably gonna have to have 2 more top 10s. Sydney's worst finish was 58th, so only 1 spot better. And she also had a 34th, but she had a 1st, a 9th, and a 9th.
So Linda, it's not happening.
Wait, Sydney Wells had a 58th?
Yeah.
The muscle up workout.
Oh,
you got 0.
Guys.
So there's still
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you guys this. Who's a better CrossFitter, Mr. Spin, Sydney Wells or Rebecca Fuselier?
I'd say Sydney Wells with 1 hole.
Bill Grunler, who's a better CrossFitter, Sydney Wells or Rebecca Fuselier?
I think depending on the programming what you have, Rebecca Fuselier is going to be.
Good, thank you. Okay, 1-1, JR. Rebecca Fuselier or Sydney Wells, who's a better CrossFitter?
For what we know, Rebecca.
2-1.
John Young, don't make me be the tiebreak. Rebecca Fuselier or Sydney Wells, who's the better CrossFitter?
Yeah, I kind of agree with Bill. It depends on the programming.
Right.
If it's more in the gym CrossFit, then I think Rebecca. If it's outside, more athletic stuff, which the games is, then I would say Sydney.
Oh shit, that doesn't agree with Bill. That agrees with fucking Mr. Spin. We got a fucking 2-2. Bill, didn't you pick Fuselier?
I just said Fuselier.
You agree with Bill, but you
as a CrossFitter, I think in the gym CrossFit workouts, and I think Rebecca's better in that.
Oh, Nelly. Okay.
You got to look at
Let's see how
other than muscle ups, Sydney did amazing. I don't. You just named how many times Rebecca's not going to do well this weekend, right? She did do well this time. She's not going to do well in Linda. She's not going to do well in their 1 rep max snatch.
You think Sydney Wells snatches more than Rebecca Fuselier? Please tell me
Okay,
that's not true.
Brian, we can flip it back to last year. 10 legless rope climbs for time, and then Sydney doesn't make the games. It's that simple, and Rebecca does. It's very on the programming between those 2 athletes. Sydney had some home run hits, and
we're talking last year though. Last year.
I know, but I'm saying this year, Sydney with the programming had home runs, and Rebecca's not going to have it. So I don't think Rebecca's going to make it. But as far as who's better, I really think it just depends on what the programming is. The second 10 legless rope climbs comes out, Sydney doesn't make it. Done.
Eric Wise, who's been on the podcast? Oh, Rebecca wins. Anthony TPA, call Brian friend. D Squad is blowing it. Brian's not allowed to call in. He has the link if he wants to come in. Everyone snatches more than Rebecca. What are you talking about? 127 pounds, Bill? That's a problem?
Yeah.
That's a problem, huh?
Yeah, it's a problem. That's a problem. That's with the way that the programming is set up. It's not that. We all know how Rebecca moves. We've seen her do amazing things. We know that she's getting stronger. If you look at her Instagram and stuff like that, you'll see it's oh yeah, I got this weight's going up and that weight's going up. But you get against the field, and if she did this bad in this event where she had to pull that sled, she's going to have Linda, which is going to be tough. She's going to have the 1 rep snatch, which is not going to happen. like the cards aren't playing to her favor at all. I mean, even the one where she has to rep the snatches out, she may be able to move the bar okay, but if she can't
touch and go,
you're out.
Done.
Like you're out.
And those little legs don't run fast either.
So that's the hard part. That's the hard part. Well, and that's what I mean about the programming part for her specifically.
And if you're a 145-pound female athlete who's 5'6", and you put a 10-pound ruck on you, it takes you up to 155 pounds. If you're a 176-pound athlete and you put the 10 pounds on you, that's a problem. And if you're 127 and you put the 10 pounds on you, that's a problem too. Do you kind of see what I'm drawing here? Like, she really is fucking small. 137 would be small.
Yeah, but
there's no gifts for her in this. What?
And she's the same height as Carrie Pierce. Carrie Pierce was 135, 140. And that's what it takes to get, I think that's what it would take for her to get as strong as she would need to get. And then
10 more pounds of muscle.
Yeah.
God, she would be fucking a brick shit.
It's like, I mean, like, look, like, you could take it with a different example too. Roman was 200 pounds forever. And then he was like, I'm not strong enough. I'm going to take the chance. I'm going to put 20 pounds on and be the biggest dude out there. And then it paid off for him. Now he's the second fittest man in the world because his gymnastics did not fade, and he's 20 pounds heavier, and he lifts a lot more than he used to. Before, he just wasn't strong enough to compete with the top tier guys. His engine was always good enough, but he wasn't strong enough.
And it's a matter of, and then that trade-off of like, okay, so maybe I can do one less muscle up because of that extra weight, but I'm able to move 30 more pounds. Like that's going to get you more points.
And when that's the reason it keeps you out, especially.
Right.
Blade Walker. Wow, this is a fucking John Young looks like John Young looks like the long lost Hodgman. No, it's this one. Blade only thinks you look like black guys. John Young looks like he could be Elliot Hulse's brother. That's a compliment. Do you know who that is?
I don't.
Yeah, that's a great dude.
I'll look him up.
That's an amazing guy. Yeah, you'd like that guy. You guys know who that is? Elliot Hulse, one of the first fitness guys ever to make it to a million YouTube.
Well, whatever it is, it's better than the Goonies guy.
This guy's great. This guy's amazing. This is a very, very wise man. I'd like to hang with Elliot. He's a cool dude. Parker Hunter won High Rocks. If anyone cared, I cared. I already sent him a congratulations. It's pretty awesome.
He always wins High Rocks.
Yeah, it's like saying Fikowski's going to win the sled pull event.
Right.
Hodge twins are attractive, so it's a compliment. All right. Let's go back to the leaderboard and check out the boys. When is the event? Individual event 2 starts at 12:35. No, 3:35 p.m. Why so late? Oh, because we're West. Okay, we're West Coast.
It's in Pasadena.
Okay. So we have a little bit of time. Brent Fikowski, first place. No surprise there, right? As long as he's healthy, this is his event, right?
Yeah.
It surprised one of us on the panel.
Who?
We weren't talking about specific events. There's still time.
By the way, I won that bet. You got to do that workout now. Ryan told me that Chandler Smith would beat him in this workout. Would beat Fikowski.
Yeah.
Really?
Not do well.
And he bet me like he felt very confident about it.
Hey, how do you know? How does he know? How do you know Elliot? Hiller, if you're moving to Florida, he lives in Florida. Move near him. He's got a homestead there.
Do you still think he'll miss out, Brian?
It's less likely than it was before a couple hours ago.
Didn't Brian Friend think he would miss out too?
No, Brian had a third.
Oh, okay. Raphael Sanson, is this the guy that they mentioned earlier?
Yeah.
Okay. Cole Grayshaber, no surprise there, right? Matthew Green, Samuel Quant, no surprise there. Justin Medeiros. Let's stop on the champ for a second. Everything looking good? A good, healthy spot for the champ?
His pacing is otherworldly. It is so amazing. Like, I thought Vellner was gonna
Why? What did you see? Why do you say that? What did you see?
He was behind Vellner by a full sled length, and I was like, "This is great!" Like, because I had picked Vellner to beat him, so I'm rooting for Vellner here, right? And I was like, "He's ahead of him. This is an event that could go either way." And then Vellner starts blowing up, and Justin all of a sudden shoots by 6 people on the last sled pull. Like the way he, and Brian's talked about this before, Brian Friend, the way he comes out at his whatever pace he comes out, there's nobody better than him at pacing an event. And it's every single event. It's not just one type, which is incredible. It's no matter what type of endurance, strength, whatever bias it is, he is the best pacer of the whole field. And that's why, and then he ends up in 6th place. I mean, he could have 7 6th places, and and he'll win. Because that's what he does.
Watching Justin and Pat next to each other on the bike, I mean, looked like Medeiros was in slow motion. Like his cadence was just way slower. And then all of a sudden, there he comes.
Pat blew up bad. Hard.
Yeah.
We'll get to Pat in 1 second. Bill, do you agree with this whole pacing thing? This Medeiros'
Yeah.
He sees the 30-minute event and he's like, okay, this is where I need to be. This is how this is how I need to feel.
I think he's able to do it by feel. Like he in just instinctually being an athlete for a long time knows that, like, okay, I need to be able to close hard. Well, you can't close hard if you come off the first implement first. You're just not going to be able to do it. We see it time and time again. Nobody wins round 1. If you win round 1, you're not winning the event. It just doesn't usually work out that way. But he just knows to be able to hang with everyone and knows what he has in the tank. And I think that we've seen that sort of sniper mentality with a lot of the greats that we've had. Rich was the same way. Matt was the same way. They're right by you until they need to make that switch. And go ahead. I was going to say, what I always think about with Justin is if you go back to the Aromas games, not the old school Aromas games, the 2020, when him and Matt had to do the turnaround on the run, or him and Matt did the turnaround on the run. I think that was the first time where he's like, okay, I know I can hang. And then there was that switch, and it was like, now he had to realize, okay, I have to be able to be ready for something like that. So he's always in that pacing mindset of, I'm going to be towards the front. If I need to go faster, I will. If I need to go faster, I can. And then just like what you said with this race, John, that like at the end, he put the pedal down when he needed to put it down. He waited till the sleds, because that's what you could make a lot of room up on the sled. I mean, if someone was going to take one of those big pulls, and you saw how long it took for some of those athletes, that they would do one big pull, and that recoil as they're kind of, getting themselves back up to get the slack out of the rope was a lot of time for some athletes. And he just didn't, there wasn't that at the end for him. Mm. And I like the fact that he had that confidence where it's like, okay, I'll hang right on your shoulder. It's almost like he was swimming, like he was drafting and just waiting. Yeah. And then when he needed to go, he's like, okay, now I'll race. And that was really cool to see.
You think Dave scarred him?
I don't think Dave scarred him. I think Matt left a mark. Is what I think, because he wasn't able to catch Matt.
But I also think he's like, okay,
I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. Right. Okay.
With literally the fittest dude ever, I can hang with that guy. Then I'm never going to be hurting if I just go the speed of everybody else, and then I'll be able to turn it on when I want to. Like to have the fitness to do it too.
Oh yeah,
is a whole nother thing.
Well, you're right. That's not just lip service. You have to have the fitness to be able to do that 100%.
But you're confident you can hang with Matt. There's nobody who's going to just bait you and then you're done. You know what I mean?
Well, I think the fact that Matt was able to turn that on and he didn't have that extra gear. Mm-hmm. Which after we saw, that's what we saw him training with Matt after that game season. So it's like, okay, how do you get that? I want to have that, whether it's a confidence thing or it's a training thing, or if it's just a patience thing. I think, the thing that's really cool about Justin now is he has a level of experience. He had the fitness, but now he has the maturity of that being the best. So he's got the ability to run the race he wants to run.
Have you looked at this guy, Matthew Green's Instagram account, who's the California Hormones athlete, number 4? Yeah. Bill, do you know about this guy?
No.
He's a fucking freak, dude. I forgot about him. Hiller's right. Dude, he might be like a fucking like a Pan Am's fucking jiu-jitsu world champion or something. Like he is fucking gnarly. He's cut from the same cloth you are. I think he was a collegiate wrestler. I think he's a state champ.
Nice.
He's gnarly. He's a big fucking dude. Is this the dude who was wearing the look what
Did he have the green head?
He was wearing those shorts on. Those shorts he's got in that yeah, those are the same
Matthew
shorts.
Green was showing his whole cock on the live stream. I love cock. Well, all right. Fair enough. Here we go. I'm scarred from this phone. Caller, hi. Don't ruin this show, please. Hello? I think I'm having phone issues. I apologize for hanging up on you, caller. I'm damaged goods. Let me disconnect the phone and reconnect it. Oh, there it is. That's the Matthew Green shirt?
Yes.
All right.
Have they tested Matthew Green?
No, they need to. He's a fucking monster. If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. That's his fucking slogan on his shirt. They better
that's
triple
rough.
test his ass.
You can't.
You can't what? Triple
I don't
test a
know.
guy?
No, it's just you can't be like, hey, I'm probably doing drugs. Test me. like I don't know.
I'm okay with it. Let
a
him
weird
go.
shirt to wear.
All right, let's go back to that. Let's go back to that. This list of the dudes. Okay, John Wood, number 11. Nick Matthew. Let me ask you one more thing about Medeiros. Is that his worst finish of the week, you think? 6th?
No, I think no. I don't know. The snatch.
Yeah.
He'll probably be lower in the snatch.
Okay.
Other than that, he'll be around that the whole week. I don't think he'll. He's amazing at how consistent he is.
Nick Matthew, good. Patrick Vellner, you guys said he blew up. Why? Was he in the lead? Was he like going to take 3rd or 4th or something? And then all of a sudden you saw a sled stop?
He was second.
Yeah, he was right
And
there
then-
with Brent for the most part.
Yeah.
I mean, either he was trying to hang with Quant and beat Quant, or and then just couldn't do it, and like 7 guys passed him.
I heard the boys on the I heard Chase and Adrian saying that that afterwards Vellner and Fikowski were over there talking about the sled. You think it was that he blew up or something happened with the sled?
No, he blew up. He wasn't
did? Okay.
pulling.
Oh,
He pulled and just like, and then pulled again. like he was taking breaks. He blew up.
Zach Ritter, Hannah Black will turn heads on the snatch event. Caller, hi. I hope I fixed it.
Hello?
Sorry for hanging up on you. Hey, what's up, man?
No, you're fine, man. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah. Thank you.
All right. So we're talking about Vellner here, right?
Yes.
We're talking about him blowing up on that event.
Yes.
Yep.
This is a Canadian, isn't it? I can hear an accent.
You're hearing a Canadian accent. Well, I'm from Boston, so good try.
Oh, okay. All right. My bad. My bad.
No, you're good. So what do you think what happened with Vellner here? Because it seemed like on the run, he was holding a good pace, and not only did he hold it, he was actually like speeding up his pace over the course of the run, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he was actually, it looked like he was pushing for a top spot there. Where did it go wrong for him?
Too much creatine.
I don't think his lungs
Yeah,
blew
too
up.
much
I think his
creatine.
forearms blew up, and he couldn't hold onto the rope. Whenever you're pulling, your pulling muscles blow up. If you did the quarterfinals workout, the very last workout, you'll know what this is like with the 9 rope climbs at the end of it. So his forearms just blow up. You can't pull the rope. If you can't pull it, you can't open your hands. What are you going to do? I think his lungs were fine. I think his just pulling muscles blew up.
Caller, hold on 1 second. Listen to this, caller. This is an interview that Scott Schweitzer did 17 minutes ago with Patrick Vellner. Let's listen in. Here we go.
The life of an elite athlete. How'd it feel?
It wasn't very good, but it's nice to have one done. So, I don't know. That was a bit of an unpredictable one just because we don't know what that equipment feels like.
Right.
And it's a bit different depending on your lane, on like what happens with the sled. So you have to deal with frustrations in the middle of the workout, which is not as common in a semifinal final setting. That's like something we see more at the games. But
So you haven't used that piece of equipment, that sled piece?
No, I don't think anybody really had, and there was none in the back. So
Oh, that's
the first time you got your hands on it was after the bike.
Well, I appreciate your time. I'm gonna let you get recovered. I am excited to see you on back too. You're my pick.
Thank you.
All right. Sorry, that was Jamie. I think that's Jamie Latimer actually posting on the Clydesdale media. What do you guys think about that? It sounds like he is giving two factors, that maybe there was a hiccup with the equipment. He had never tested, and he had never tested the equipment before.
I think that was a standard pat answer to a result, whatever he takes. I think personally, I don't like that sled. I don't like what they're using on that. I don't like that you should have to have a possible wrinkle pop up because you're not testing fitness anymore. You're testing the chance of something getting messed up. And I don't think that's right. I don't think it's fair. I mean, but it is what it is, and everyone's going to have to deal with that. So I think, something to what you were saying, John, about his forms being blown out. So you figure if you get overtaxed on the run, you start blowing out all that oxygen where you need it. So now you have those smaller muscles that if you take out all that oxygen to those muscles, you're right, you're not going to have that pulling power. So I think if he was going too hard on that run, which I think is a mistake, because as we've seen from that last week, this is not about the run.
Mm-hmm.
It's about what you can do. So you have to have a pace on the run so you can come off that and feel okay. And he didn't feel okay because it wasn't like he pulled and it slowed down. He took a couple pulls after that run and it was like
Done.
A lot of time was wasted. So I think that run did a lot more than it just being a wrinkle in the. Oh, and then maybe it's a wrinkle that I think probably too. Sorry.
Well, yeah, I was going to say, Bill, like I totally agree with you that it clearly did something more, but you think about this guy's pulling ability, right? Like pulling comes into the gymnastics. You look at ring muscle ups, this guy's, one of the best in the world, right? You'd pick him in any event. So the pulling isn't the issue. So is it his efficiency with the sled pull that was the issue here? Or, because if the forearms blow out, like, this should be a posterior chain focused workout, right? At the end of the day,
it's a different pull. Like this pull does not mimik a ring muscle up, or
it's not biceps and lats.
Yeah. And I mean, I think if that was an issue, I really wish I could get my hands on this sled to try it, because I was watching the race and I was actually here in the gym right before the class started, and I was testing all the different ways to pull the sled here. And I stacked 6 plates on like my Rogue dog sled, and I was hand over handing that one. And I don't know why I didn't see more of that, to at least kind of go back and forth, so you're not blowing out just one piece of your machine as you're working. So I don't know. I just think that if he was having that much of a problem, because he got stuck in the mud, it stopped. And I think the reason it was that because he just couldn't hold on to that. There's no way that was going to be too heavy for him. I think he wasn't able to hold on to it. And the only thing I think the way that happened was because he went too hard on the run. Tried to make up too much distance on the run, or too much real estate on the run.
Which is fair. I mean, I think honestly, at the end of the day, you got to think about this. This isn't a normal sled, right? I mean, you can see this as like, you got a pool cover. You're pulling this piece of canvas that has 225 pounds on it. It's not going to slide normally. You saw that with Oceania, right? They're pulling and they're flying with that thing. But, the friction component of this thing, especially when you can't turn the sled around, it causes a major issue, especially in, North America, East and West, right? So, it comes down to the friction component. It has nothing to do with the weight at the end of the day.
No,
I don't think.
I don't necessarily disagree with you on that one. I don't. That's why I don't like the sled. I don't like watching that thing jerk around when people would when they would lurch the sled and it would stop and you see that whole stack kind of like lunge forward, getting that wrinkle underneath, or you go to turn it and you see athletes starting to pull, then they have to run back out to reset up everything. Like, I think all that shit's bullshit.
The justification for it, it's a weird standard at the end of the day, right? So, why can't you just tweak it at the beginning? It should be based on the pull, not on your orientation of the sled. But, I'm not paying $120 for a piece of canvas at the end of the day. But
Okay,
Hey,
caller.
thanks, guys.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thanks for calling. Katherine's creepy fiance Vellner is a Canadian Neanderthal. Bill, you kind of are saying something that's making me think I need to ask you a question, a personal question.
What do you got?
I recall you being one of the best athletes in the world at one or two events, regardless of what they were. But because of your age, your recovery was making it so you showed up at regionals and did amazing on day one for a couple years, and then the recovery wasn't there. And that's when I think the conversation started that as gentlemen get older, they can still perform at one or two events really, really well, but their recovery becomes an issue. Did we see, I know it's only one workout, but did we see that in Vellner, that maybe his capacity is waning because of his age?
No
Young, what
way.
the fuck
No
do you
way.
know? You're 22.
No way. Not yet. Not yet.
Let me let the old guy answer.
Let your elders speak, young one. I don't think that that even enters in. He's 30. How old is he?
Well, I know, but you were.
He's 33.
Is that a right characterization of what we saw with you? Like you would show up to regional.
I was 40. I was in my 40s.
All right.
Shit.
All right.
He's only
42.
5 years younger than me.
All right.
42.
When you
I
walked
was
down the
first
floor
on
with
day
your
one.
cane and you would hand your cane to the judge. It was weird.
Hey, I had
It was
brand
weird.
new tennis balls on my walker when I came out. It was fine. It was fine. No, I don't think that's an element yet for him. I think where you'll see the older athletes have to deal with it will be on the third day. That coming to the end of the second and the third day. That's what it is. This first event, nah.
And
I
it's
think
7 events. He's used to 15.
right.
It's
Right.
not, the volume is not going to be too much for him.
No, I think he's fine. I think what it was is he saw where people were, and I think he just hopped in there. He tried to hop up too fast, or tried to catch people where he shouldn't have.
Sevi, stop using my comments without crediting me. I'm scrolling back. I don't see what you said that I stole.
Don't worry. He'll get second place on event 2, and then all will be right in the world.
Totally.
Yeah.
Elise Carr Ridow.
Colton will get
Ridow.
first. That's
Where
why
can I
I'm
find
leaving
this?
that out.
Where can I find the scoring table breakdown for the events? I don't even know what that means.
I got you. I think I just commented, so it'll come through.
Okay, thank you, Rismadow. Lydia, Sevan over here being an ageist to the athletes when he remembers where he was when the Hindenburg went down. Asshole. Listen, I remember I was standing there when Bill jumped off the fucking rope and fucking his Achilles fucking shot across the fucking
It was my knee.
Del Mar Stadium, whatever. Some body part of Bill's fell off. Got that shit on camera.
There's my that was my ACL right there. Snap.
God, I loved being there when the Hindenburg went down. That was great. Thank you. Okay, back over to the boys one more time, and then let's do a quick pick of who's gonna kick ass in event number 2. And do we have a Rebecca? Oh, Cole Sager, Chandler Smith, they're hanging in there.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're fine. I think they would have liked to do better than this, but I think ultimately they're fine.
Someone was driving the Hindenburg. I was putting on my toe spacers when it went down. Okay, let's keep going. I'm curious. Do we have a Fusilier here? Logan Ewing. I'd love to see him go.
Tudor Magda.
Tetla.
Yep.
Oh no.
Ooh.
Daniel Cuck. Oh shit. How come I haven't seen Colton yet?
He's coming.
Is he competing?
36th.
Anthony Davis.
Anthony
Congrats,
Davis.
buddy.
You would have thought he would have done better on this one.
Okay, where's JR when you need him? Is Colton Mertens the Freya Moose Brugger and Bailey Rail?
No.
Does he fall under that same category that JR was talking about?
Colton's the Sydney Wells, is what Colton is.
Okay, meaning he's gonna make it.
I don't know. I hope he makes it, but he's going to have home run events, and he's going to need to have them. If he doesn't have them, he won't make it. But like he gets first in event 2, and then he'll be like 17th going into day 2, ready to move.
Alrighty. Let's keep going south. Mitch McClune.
Will Leahy. I think Brian has him in.
Ooh, that's
Me?
That's like Ryan's.
No,
that's
Friend.
like Brian Friend's boy.
That's
Yeah,
Wow.
Brian, he loves
Friend
him.
loves him. Yeah.
Loves him.
Oh no. Okay. For only 14 points for him. Okay, let's go page 2. Mertens could be adaptive. Not
challenge.
cool.
Height
Not
challenge.
cool. But true. But not cool. God damn.
Tudor's
And I'm in
57.
trouble for taking a phone call talking about Danielle Brandon's nipples, and you call Colt Mertens adaptive? My God. Tudor, what time is that? Shut it, Heidi. Just shut it. Shut it.
I don't understand. What are they talking about with the piercing stuff?
No, I don't want to talk about it.
You can go back to
worst
last
day
night.
of my life.
Watch yesterday's show.
No, don't. Fuck that show all up. It's okay. 1,000 shows. I fucked 2 of them up. It's okay. I'm okay. Tudor Magda 57th. Oh no.
Yeah.
That breaks my heart.
I told you his conditioning is his biggest weakness.
Yeah, but I mean, this is because he can't move his sled. It's not because of his. I mean, his conditioning is not good. But I mean, if you don't get 57 just because bad conditioning.
Hey,
I don't know
you're
how you
probably trying to-
snatch 320 pounds and can't move this freaking
That's
sled.
because I think he had to push himself too hard, and the sled
I feel
just
like
caught
I
up
could
with him.
beat Tudor in this workout. Nah, he's
Look
better
back in 10
conditioned than I
seconds.
am.
Maybe. I think if you're falling behind early on and you push that run, and you're not as good as Vellner is, that those last 2 sled
So
pulls
99% of
blows
the
you up.
field, I think you would make the call, hey, Vellner's probably better than me. I'll run my pace.
He's a young guy. I don't know. I don't think he pays. He obviously didn't pace well enough.
I think Bill could beat Tudor in this workout.
I think I could beat Tudor in this workout. I would have finished this.
That's what I'm saying. You just got to pull the sled.
I just got to pull the sled. Dude, I don't know. I want to get my hands on one of those sleds because I want to see what that.
That's how bad the bag is.
I want to see what it is because it doesn't make any sense to me that it should have been that hard for these guys.
Freaking Mertens can do it.
Right.
He's adaptive.
Yeah.
He's adaptive.
Leonel Franco took a big hit. I had him making it, Bill. I did not think he would have had that much trouble as he did, but he could not move the sled either.
I didn't think he would either.
That
Stupid thing.
Wait, let's just pause for a second.
just
Let's just
dumb.
pause for a fucking second.
That is
Really?
dumb. That is dumb.
Really? Seriously? At this point, just pull tires. Just pull
Right.
tires. Just tie a rope around a tire and have him pull a fucking tire or a concrete ball.
I don't understand the reason for pulling this out. Even if it was like, okay, we don't want a lot of equipment, fine. They have just the flat sled plate. Like it doesn't have to be some big full, dog sled style.
Oh,
This is just
right, like the
stupid.
ones that
What if
the
they,
fucking gym bros carrying the back of their car. Yes.
What if they just did a 45-pound plate push? Just one plate, and you just got to push it on that ground.
That's shitty
way
too.
harder than you think.
That's way shitty.
Yeah, that. Wow,
And
Caleb,
it's
you
just
are
a
hauling.
grind. You know what I mean? Nobody can really beat anybody. It's just how long do you want to do it?
Hey, they
Very
chose
simple.
the cloth. They chose the cloth for a reason. I'd be curious what it is.
I mean, I like the pull. I like the pull. I do. I think it's fun.
I wonder what Bill and Katie think about it. Like this is a problem. Anthony Davis is too strong for the sled. Sorry, go ahead, Caleb. Watch this shit. He's just too strong for this fucking sled.
I think he ripped it, and they replaced it going into the final heat.
He pulled the rope off the.
No, the carpet was actually like ripping. I got a video sent to me of one of them, and I believe it was his.
That should
that it
not be
ripped.
the case.
No, I agree.
This is
not your fitness.
This is CrossFit 2011 doing the sandbag wheelbarrow where the wheelbarrows are breaking.
Where
Like,
they
what
got
the
the
fuck are we
wheelbarrows at
doing?
Home Depot 30 minutes before.
Right.
The event.
I mean, I love the idea, but give me a break. Come on.
Matt Chan still remembers that.
M1, I ripped the curtain off my window and put 225 pounds on it. And I'm pulling it. In my...
That's
Hey,
awesome.
I want to say
That's
something
great.
else to you, M1. Is that I much rather appreciate you guys ripping on me here about things than ripping on me in the YouTube comments. Because when I see them in the YouTube comments, I want to fuck you guys up. So if you in here, it's all fun and games. Go ahead. We can do all the piercing big nose talk we want. You do that shit over on YouTube, I put you on a little list. All right. So we don't approve of the carpet.
No.
Yeah. Okay.
Too many issues.
I mean, I know that, like, once you're in competition mode, like when you're an athlete, you can't give a shit about what it is because you just have to make it happen. So you can't spend your time thinking about that. But for everyone else that's watching, us that are analysts or coaches or programmers or ex-athletes or whatever, watching this, and like, it's just a big, fat, dumb question mark. Like, why? Why did you pick that? You didn't need to pick that. And all it did was mess things up. Now, I would think it would be not as, I still would have problems with it, but at least if you were going only one way and not have to turn that thing, but you have a cloth thing that you need to turn with 225 pounds on it, you're going to get a weird wrinkle in it. Stupid.
Hey, I think that they did it because, yeah, dog, you know, fucking you sleep outside today. I think they did it because they wanted all the equipment to be the same, and they were thinking of Australia. Yeah, this is fucking hilarious.
Yeah, they replaced that one.
That is fucking dumb. That is so dumb.
Yeah, they brought out a new sled for the final heat after that.
So if you're strong enough,
is it ripping
to
right
really,
there?
really pull it, like really get some distance on it, it won't let you.
Yeah,
hey, this looks like this is crazy. This looks like some event at an affiliate. Like, hey, just deal with it, guys.
Yeah, hey, we don't have the equipment, but we're gonna go ahead and make it. Like, that's what I mean. This is CrossFit 2011. Let's make something. This will be cool. It's really cool.
Like, you make a class workout, and then you're like, man, that didn't go how I thought it was gonna go.
Right.
Sorry, class. I'll do better next time. Like, that's what it feels like.
Hey, that looks like it's made specifically for AstroTurf.
I don't know. I've heard a couple Army guys say that they'll use this for like some ROTC testing or whatever, but it's not. Those guys aren't moving weight like this.
All right. Let's go ahead and pick the, what do we have? We're an hour and 4 minutes away from the start of the next event. Let's go take a quick peek at event number dos. This is the complex. I was actually pretty excited about it. And after watching week one, I don't like the event at all. When I see the complex, I kind of want to turn away. Like when I look at the carpet. I'm not happy with the ruck. I finally get it. I was a little slow to the game. I don't like the ruck. I don't like all the extra shit.
You think they're getting too gimmicky?
I don't know what the word is, but the way I've been hearing you guys describe what the way a competition should look and what it should be, what the athletes should be tested on in the competition against each other. There's too many things fucking going on. Rebecca Fuseli is the perfect example of it, right? She can't excel at this because they got the fucking ruck on her.
She should excel at this.
I hope so, but if they took that 10 pounds off her back, she would definitely excel at this, I think.
My opinion on this is we're working for 3 minutes. The idea is that you want people burning through this. So why put a weight on them? You don't need a weight. Like, you're not gaining what you're wanting to get out of this by putting the weight on them. You want these guys to go blazing fast for 3 minutes and see what they can recover in that 1 minute rest in between. So don't add weight to them.
It's kind of what
10 ring
Spieler
muscle
said.
ups, 20 pistols would be better.
Say it again. Sorry. Say it again, John.
Just 10 ring muscle ups, 20 pistols, max burpees.
Yeah, fine. I mean, I'm fine with the complex, whatever. I think that get them moving, do the pistols. I mean, the complex can, time-wise, when you look at the complex versus the pistols, I don't really know. It
takes about 30 seconds to do 5 unbroken.
Yeah. I would be fine with that. I'm fine with this if you take the ruck off because I don't think you need it. I don't think it's needed. So I mean, like, it's kind of cool. Like, I get what they're trying to do, but then it's like, I don't know. It's like you're complicating it for not the right reason.
I think you punish people who are really, really efficient with their kip.
Well, it's having a weight to the back definitely changes the movement
because then it's more muscly,
right?
Because the more I watch it, everybody who's got that, especially girls who have that really big swing, You know, Brooke's got a really big swing. I'm scared for Katrin because she's got a really big swing.
Yeah.
Laura has a really big swing. Laura Horvath.
Mhm.
It's been punishing those. Like those are the girls that end up
Annie's
not
got
able
a
to
huge
do them.
swing.
Yeah, but I watched Annie and she was fine doing it on Instagram. Yeah, but like people who have a shorter swing, like have not had as much of a problem. Like I watched Nick Matthew, his kip is not very big. I did this workout and I didn't have a problem with it. So I was shocked when people were having a problem with it, because obviously they should be much fitter than I am as this stuff. And it's just, I think the big swingers, the big kippers are the ones who have problems with that. And that's kind of like they're efficient at muscle ups. They're able to do these muscle ups because they figured out a way to get up there easier. You know, they use their momentum easier. You're punishing those people.
Like we have all these athletes that are used to using the weight vest. Why not just go 5 ring muscle ups, weight vested? You have your pistols, and then you do your burpee box jump overs. Like why? I just don't understand.
Do you just don't like the ruck?
I don't understand the purpose of it. I mean, at least if we're doing 5 and it's weighted, okay, and then you have the vest on, whatever. I think all these athletes have done that. And again, we're trying. I think at this particular level, we're trying to not. I don't think this is a place where we test all the weird stuff. That's the games. Is the weird stuff.
The games.
This is too weird. This is even too weird.
I think that we don't need to have like it should be common stuff here. Doesn't mean
You
it
just want
shouldn't
the
be
fittest
like
people to pass through, not ability to adapt.
Make it
I think that's
heavy,
what he's
make it
going for.
fast, make it whatever. I don't know. I mean, that's a lot. That's still a lot of pistols. Then still have to have a big burpee box jump over that. I don't really need it.
I'm gonna pick Colton and Vellner for the boys.
Okay. I've been picking those two for this event this whole week.
Perfect. That's cool for me. Thank you.
Somebody
huge. You didn't know you've been
literally
a huge
my
influence
first
in my
and
life.
second place.
Mr. Bill.
I want to see Colton do really well in this one.
But you don't think. You think there's a hiccup somewhere. You think he's gonna get stuck somewhere.
Well, okay. How
about over the box?
The points that count is over the box. So it's like you don't. He doesn't get to use his short range of motion on the first part. Like it doesn't count for anything. So you really
get there sooner.
Well, true. Not going to lie with that. That's totally true. But are you going to be able to get that many more of the burpees? I don't know. I hope he does really well in this one. Vellner, I think, is an easy pick.
I think Nick's an easy pick too.
Obviously, Medeiros
Nick Matthews.
Well.
Yeah, I don't even want to say Justin because I think he'll be right in the mix too. I think Nick Matthews has a good shot at this one too.
How about Fikowski?
I think it'll be too long.
Yeah, I don't think he'll beat those guys, but I think he'll be like 10th. I think he'll be fine because I think he'll manage his fatigue better than almost everybody. But I bet he has a game plan on this, when to break up those complexes, if he needs to break up the complexes.
Which is
how
dumb,
many
by the way.
burpees does he want to do on event 1? Like I bet he has, I want to hit 17 burpees on the first one, 14 burpees in the second one, 17 on the third one. I bet he has it built out to those types of numbers. You know what I mean? And I bet he'll be able to execute every gymnastics event for the most part, other than Triple G Chipper. He's found a way to execute to his best abilities when a lot of other people don't. And I bet, I don't think he'll beat the top people, but I think he'll get like 10th through 15th and be just fine.
Yeah, I think the thing that will hurt him in this, we've seen him in Murph and we've seen him in the other ones where it's high volume gymnastics really affects him. This is a short amount of gymnastics in a short amount of time, but I still think that because of the length that he has on him compared to some of these other athletes, he will get to the box last. Last, you know what I mean? He'll get there slower. Then he gets to use his height on the jump. That's one time. So managing that, and I think he'll be very smart about that, which he always is. And I like he would be one of those guys that would get to 15 box jumps on the first one and decide to stop before the time because well, that's my time.
Yeah,
I hit my limit. I'm good, and then have 15 seconds to go or something.
Look at the Medeiros clan right here.
Who beats who in this workout? Chandler Smith or Fikowski?
Fikowski wins.
Who do you think, Brian?
I have to go with Chandler. Otherwise, my pick is.
I think they'll be because Chandler's got them fast burpees, man. If he decides to turn it on the last minute, if he saves some, like I think he can get like 7 burpees in the time it takes everybody else to do 4 on the very last minute.
When you said it was too long, do you mean that the third round he's going to be just broken? He's not going to be able to do the complex in the third round?
He's too long.
He's too long.
Oh,
he's too long.
Okay,
Yeah.
Okay. And so you think his feet will hit the ground like we saw James Sprague's feet look like they were scraping the ground?
No, like his range of motion is too long.
Okay.
It will take him longer to do. He's so funny. It'll take him longer to do pistols than it would someone that's shorter than him.
Fair.
Like Mertens will do 3 pistols in the time it takes him to do 1.
Right.
Okay. Spin, you got picks for this?
I'm going with Quant and Medeiros.
Oh, I like it. God, it'd be great to see Quant win that. Bill, did you pick?
There's no way Quant's
Yes,
going to
you
win
picked.
that.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go over to the ladies.
Who'd you pick, Bill?
I like
Not
Nick
Medeiros.
Williams. I didn't do Medeiros. I said Nick, and I said Colton.
Nick and Colton.
Colton's a heart pick for him. A heart pick.
All right, this one will be interesting. The women will be interesting.
What if I tell you that Katrin David's daughter? No. What if I tell you China Cho is going to be top 5 in this one?
I wouldn't believe you.
No.
So be it. How are Katrin's muscle ups?
This will be an event that we will. She theoretically should struggle. Her past has said that she will struggle at this event. If she gets 10th place, like you said, what if she gets 10th place? I think she's a shoo-in for the games. This is one of the events that will make her break her weekend.
Scroll down. Tell me when you guys see who your winner. Man, this is going to be a tough event for these ladies.
Bethany should be really good at this event. But I'm not going to pick her.
Okay.
How's Gazan? How's Gazan's muscle ups?
Fine.
Ariel Owen?
Yeah, maybe. I'm going to pick Rebecca Fusile.
She's going to need it.
I'm going to pick
win the
Bailey
event.
Rail.
And Ariel Owen.
Mr. Spin?
Bailey and Ariel.
Lauren Fisher's been doing muscle ups for 10 years. She should kill this, shouldn't she?
I'll tell you, dark horse, Marissa Flowers, just because she's a gymnastics freak. I don't know how much the ruck is going to affect her, but she's 4'10", and she's going to be like a piston on the pistols. Like that alliteration there.
Is she really 4'10"?
I think, yeah, she is. She is, and her range of motion is shorter than everybody. If she's able to do it with the ruck, like I don't know if she is or not, but if she is, then she could be a dark horse on this event.
I'm gonna find her Instagram.
You don't think Emily Rolfe will do well on this? I think she's going to do great on this one.
For the reason you said Fikowski.
Long.
Oh, it was too long?
I think she'll be fine.
I just think she'll move slower than the rest of them on this particular thing.
This chick, Marissa Flowers, is the one that did the sub 2-minute Fran.
She had 145 Fran.
145.
Jeez, oh man.
Hey, and it was pretty legit. It's as legit as the world records get. It was crazy.
She's like jumping off from one leg to the other leg. Oh
okay,
God.
so she's special. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
And she just took, her and Rebecca both just did terrible. And this is an event where they can make a statement. I kind of see them going for it and selling their soul on this event and not caring what happens later on because Linda's not going to be good no matter what.
All righty. Event number 2. This is broadcast no longer on the CrossFit Podcast website, but you're going to go over to the CrossFit Games main YouTube channel. We are 51 minutes from go time, and they will start with the women. and then we'll be back afterwards.
Cool.
Gentlemen, thank you. Great show.
Yeah.
Good luck to everyone competing. If anyone has any funny pictures they want to send to the show, send them to either C Beaver or do you check your DMs, Spin?
Yeah, all the time.
Okay. Send them to Spin or send them to Spin or to Beaver, C Beaver. And anything funny you see, videos, anything that you want us to show at the semifinals West, please send our way. It'll make our job easier. You are our content creators. All right. Bye-bye.